Ladies and gentlemen, are we ready to begin? Yes, we have a terrific crowd, and I have a feeling that this room is going to get more and more crowded as this competition gets more and more heated. Yes. So let's officially begin. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished judges, guests, founders, and business leaders, welcome to FII 8's Innovator Pitch 2024. I am your host, Mariana Atencio. I'm a Peabody Award-winning journalist, best-selling author, and media founder, and I am so proud to be in the same space as some of the brightest minds and startups as they showcase their groundbreaking solutions. Today, we are so thrilled to launch the FII 8 Innovators Pitch 2024. This is a prestigious platform designed to spotlight and help scale the brightest startups in the fields of AI, robotics, sustainability, health, and education. Now, this initiative started in June at the FII Priority Summit in Rio de Janeiro, where I was also the MC, and I was so excited to see it come to life because this is what FII is all about. The FII Institute basically held an open call to learn about some of the most innovative strategies and ideas in the 4 strategic areas. Now listen to this. The top 7 selected people pitched to compete for a spot to participate here at FII 8. Following a rigorous and very competitive process, the top 6 global companies will join us today to pitch on stage. We have an exceptional lineup of entrepreneurs. They're eager to present their ideas to our panel of judges with the goal of elevating their ventures to new heights. And before I introduce the judges and the rules, I want you to give me a big round of applause for Rakan Tarasoni. He is the COO of FII, and he's going to say a few words.
Thank you. Thank you, Mariana.
Begin.
You can't compete with that energy. No one can, I guess. Well, first of all, thank you all for joining us the past 3 days for the FII 8th edition. I believe it was a great experience, and I'm sure you all enjoyed all the sessions, all the content, and everything in between for the past 3 days. So thank you all for being part of this FII 8. The movement of the competition for the startups entrepreneurship is something we've started last year, as Mariana mentioned, and it's something that we will take on seriously in the coming years. The investment day is something that's going to be part of the FII in the coming period, and we will support that movement because we believe that this part of the market with the entrepreneurs and the startups is the backbone for the future projects and the future unicorns that take place to shape our future for a better impact on humanity. Before further ado, we will go through the competition with the 7 winners that are competing tonight with us, or this morning. I wanted to just say thank you for all the partners that will be with us, for the strategic partners and the venture program partners, especially General Atlantic and Lake Star, members, investment ecosystems, and the prize sponsors, NTDB and Hong Kong Science and Technology Park Corporation. Thank you so much for believing in the cause. Thank you so much for being part of this. And let the games begin.
Round of applause for that. Thank you so much, Rakan, our COO, and the man who has been an engine to make this space possible. Now, let me walk you through the format of these sessions. Each startup is going to have 3 minutes to pitch, and afterwards, our judges are going to have 2 minutes to ask questions. So pitchers, make sure that you are concise, clear, compelling. We will have a confidence monitor right here, and it will have a clock to keep you on track. After time is over, the music is going to start to play. We will be very strict on time and strict on the Q&A as well to make sure that everyone has, of course, their fair share of time. So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce our judges, our esteemed panel of judges who will ask the top questions and provide invaluable feedback to our innovators. As I introduce you, let's give this a little pomp and circumstance. I'm going to ask you to get up and give the audience a little wave. And we start with Mark Minevich, president of Going Global Ventures in New York. Thank you so much, Mark. Then we have Mohammed Alzubi, founder and managing editor of Nama Ventures.
Thank you.
I'm practicing my Arabic pronunciation, so please bear with me. Thank you, Mohammed. Albert Wong, CEO of Hong Kong Science and Technology Parks Corporation. And of course, our very own Rakan is also going to be one of the judges. Big round of applause one more time. So, at the end of the pitches, the judges will deliberate to decide their favorites. But you, our audience, have a lot of weight into their decisions. We are going to be measuring the level of excitement for each of the pitches based on the temperature in the room. So if you really love an idea, if you really want to see an idea scale and truly grow and win all of the amazing things that we have planned for our winner, give them a big round of applause, give them some yays. They are counting on you. So without further ado, let's get started. Pitches commence. Let's do it.
Hey everybody, my name is Idicula Mathew. Such an honor for me to be here. I'm CEO of Hera Health Solutions, where we are unlocking the true potential of the world's therapeutics. Now, there are amazing advances in the discovery of new medicines every year, but the delivery mechanism of these drugs to the body is often overlooked. And at the end of the day, an ineffective drug delivery mechanism to the body means an ineffective medicine. And this is especially true for long-acting therapeutics. These are medicines that are supposed to be slow, steady state release to the body in order for it to be truly effective. These can be things like birth control pills, opioid addiction treatments, or even cancer therapies. Now, there are some amazing technologies that have been on the markets for decades that are very capable of delivering a therapeutic to the body for long periods of time. But unfortunately, how do they remove these implants today? Huge issues surrounding bruising, scarring, unfortunately, even migration of the implant upon that removal procedure. Which is why at Hera Health Solutions, we have developed the world's first bioerodible drug delivery platform scaffold that's capable of delivering a therapeutic to the body for long periods of time while the material tech degrades, completely eliminating the need for removal. Our secret sauce actually lies in our advanced nanofiber-based manufacturing process, where we're able to utilize bioerodible fibers to embed the therapeutic to deliver that scaffold to the drug. We're able to take small and large molecules to the body, and we can spin implantables, patches, and slow, steady-state release oral medications. The best part is our technology works. Utilizing our drug delivery platform, meet the first product that's currently going through FDA trials, Ucontra, the world's first bioerodible contraceptive releasing implant, which we developed in-house. But at Hera Health Solutions, we don't just reformulate generics. We're actually a drug delivery platform, and we've seen some amazing interest from some of the world's largest global pharma companies to utilize our drug delivery platform to deliver their therapeutics. Chronic disease, hormone therapy, oncology, animal wound healing as a flexible bioerodible drug delivery platform. We're operating in a massive market, well over $800 billion. Now, we're so excited about our traction till date, from winning some amazing US governmental grants to now scaling up our technology to be utilized in many other therapeutic areas. None of this would have been possible without our amazing team. We bring decades of experience. We actually met each other as researchers at Georgia Tech and MIT, and we're bringing some of the pioneers in this space from Big Pharma to really commercialize and scale our product. So excited to be here and to be opening up our Series A round coming up soon. Please come reach out to me if you have more. We're always looking for partnerships to pharmaceutical companies, and we're also in the stage where we're looking to scale up our in-house manufacturing process to meet the contracts that we currently have signed with some of these pharma clients. Thank you so much, and please join us on our journey to unlock the true potential of the world's therapeutics.
You're doing clinical trial right now? IND phase 1, phase 2?
So the beauty of our technology is that we do the drug delivery platform. So if you're familiar, we're actually a 505(b)(2). So it's a combination. And so the beauty of the 505(b)(2) is the material's already approved. Ideally, the drug is already approved. And so we're going to go through that fast-track process with the 505(b)(2). But that's for the generic contraceptive product that's currently going through the 505(b)(2) process. Our real business model, though, ideally, is these contracts. We do the drug delivery. The pharma company then sort of takes the products through the FDA. And so then we get the royalty and milestone payments as the products sort of go through the market.
So the exit is going to be licensing out, or you want to do M&A, or what's the
exit strategy here is ideally there's going to be sort of the bigger, huge pharma companies in the world. They're going to find the right drug candidate where it would make much more sense for a much larger exit versus doing these deals that we're currently doing.
What makes your drug delivery implant technology the most innovative, comparable to the other delivery systems around?
And
could you be specific about specific IP and technology?
There's a lot of drug delivery platforms out there. What makes us stand out is that we can deliver small and large molecules, and our manufacturing process is very scalable so that we can get the drug loading very effective. And then lastly, the big issue with other drug delivery long-acting platforms is the burst release in the beginning. So what's really beautiful, I don't know if we can show you graphs that sort of highlight our delivery degradation profile allows us to really pinpoint the small, steady-state release from a pharmacokinetic profile, which can be very advantageous to increase the efficacy for a lot of therapeutics out there.
Building on those two questions, I mean, I can see governance on a global level, obviously, and of course the competition, because if there's others, eventually others will do the same concept to be the molecule size.
Yeah, so I mean, pharma is super global market, and our customers have been super global as well. So excited to be here and looking forward to partnerships as we look to scale. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Aviation will be electric. Now it's a question of when, which market first, and who is going to lead the way. While Airbus is working on a 100-seat hydrogen aircraft, we are working on a hydrogen-electric private jet. It's an electric aircraft, but not powered from lithium batteries, but with hydrogen fuel cells. This is allowing us to go 5 times further away than lithium batteries. I am Eloa, the CEO of Beyond Aero, and I'm happy to share with you today what the future of aviation will look like. We are building a 6-seater flying on 1,500 kilometers. It's a full electric engine, 2 electric engines powered with 4 fuel cells and 6 tanks designed entirely around the hydrogen powertrain. So we have no kerosene tanks in the wings, so thinner wings, larger wingspan, and huge winglet. With this range, we can reach 80% of European routes. From London, Paris, Geneva, Nice, we can back and forth from Paris and refuel at Le Bourget Airport. I'm happy to share with you that we have signed almost $1 billion in letter of intent from airlines, ultra-high net worth individuals, and corporates. They are looking to fly electric today because of the zero direct emission, but also because of the low maintenance requirements of an electric powertrain. We are supported by public personalities like Richard Branson and Emmanuel Macron, but especially financially by France 2030 plan and European Union, because Airbus is working on hydrogen airport, hydrogen certification, and hydrogen aircraft. We are a team of 50 passionate aerospace engineers based in France and in the US. And we are dedicated to make aviation electric. Well, actually, we just did. Because a few months ago, we flew our first prototype. It's the first hydrogen electric aircraft of France and the most powerful hydrogen electric aircraft of Europe. Thank you.
Thank you so much for a wonderful presentation. My question is a bit generic. You know, I remember 10 years ago seeing GE showcasing the hydrogen cell for their cars. But fast forward, we have not seen that hydrogen adoption, forget the plane, even in the car or even a bicycle, although the byproduct is water. Why do you believe hydrogen has not proliferated and electric has taken over?
Very good question. We are using the same technology as in cars, fuel cells, you're right, but it's all about the market need. Today, you already have more than 80% of the car industry car needs covered with lithium batteries. Why would you need hydrogen cars? Maybe for trucks and some taxis because of the refueling time, but the need on the market is not so much there. While for aircraft, lithium batteries are limiting the range to 200, 300 nautical miles, so it's not covering even 10% of the market. So hydrogen is unlocking the range, like I said, 5 times further away for an aircraft, while for a car, this is not the same situation.
I have a question. What is your addressable market? And can you give us a strategy on how you're going to scale? Which partners are you scaling with? Share with us the strategy moving forward.
The addressable market is a business aviation existing market. It's a $30 billion market per year. You have 23,000 jets in the world today. We start with a shuttle between the main routes that I showed. It's going to be airlines buying a fleet. You have seen the Eloas already, and that's where we start.
Okay.
And second part of the question?
So the second question is, how do you intend to scale?
So we're going to scale, first of all, the factory. So one factory is able to produce 60 aircraft per year, and then we can have 2, 3, 4. And then the idea, like you saw on the first slide, is to scale the size of the aircraft, switching from gas hydrogen to liquid to have more range, and eventually even to combustion chamber.
I'm sure the technology, the science works, but my concern is regulatory approval. When do you think it's going to fly commercially?
Exactly. That's why I insisted on Airbus working on hydrogen, because we could not certify it alone. It's an entire pivot of European Union, so EASA. We have discussed with them. We are doing monthly workshop to write the means of compliance. We already have pre-applied for DOA. We are in the CS23 certification category, which means below 8.6 ton. And that is key as a startup because it's
when?
faster.
2030, 2035, 2040?
2030, and Airbus is saying 35 for 100 seats, 2030 for us.
We'll see.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Right.
Technology. Much further.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Robert Bagheri. I am the co-founder, CEO of Sakuu. Sakuu means platform in Persian, and in Japanese means blooming, coming out. Very appropriate names for chosen here. So our vision with Sakuu from day one was to build the world's first multi-material, multi-process platform that would usher in a new generation of battery manufacturing. Starting with battery, our platform, of course, can build any products, any devices, but we're starting with battery because that is a big market, a big problem to solve. If you look at the, just a quick snapshot of the company, we started Sakuu to create this transformative commercial scale platform that allows every battery makers make better batteries. So we started in 2016, end of 2016, with seed money from ourselves, the founders. We have 60 employees, and we have brought some of the best and brightest minds in the various industries of aerospace, the semiconductor industry, advanced material science, and electrochemistry. That's what makes up all of the various elements of the technology. And of course, hardware and software design. We have over 230 patents that we have developed in-house, patents and trade secrets. To date, we have raised $137 million. That is a fraction of what let's say if you look at us in a battery space or 3D printing space, that's a fraction of what they have raised. And we have done some of the unthinkable products with it. One, of course, is a lithium metal anode cell that addresses the range anxiety for your electric car drivers. But the bigger thing, of course, is the technology behind producing that cell is the platform we call Cavion. Cavion platform, by the way, we just got an award yesterday. It was announced by Time Magazine as the Innovation, the Design of the Year for 2024. We're very proud of the team that achieved such a major milestone here for the company. In terms of the market opportunity, if you look at the electrification of everything that is going on right now, the world needs another $1 trillion worth of new equipment on top of the existing equipment. So that is the market that we're going after. The growth, of course, is huge, even though in the Western world there's some slowdown, but the world as a whole is definitely growing fast. 20% CAGR for the next 10 years. And of course, for us, we have an opportunity to produce $1 billion revenue just with 2 gigafactories. And we'll tell you about, our partners and customer attractions that we have, the likes of SK On, one of the largest, 5th largest cell maker in the world. And then, of course, like I said, the Cavion platform, it is the first of its kind, multi-material, multi-process. That's what's needed to be able to print batteries. That is what we're going to do. Now, the platform, of course, why would people want this? Why would everybody would change from what the billions and billions of dollars that they spend in the current infrastructure? Is because that infrastructure is 40 years old, it's antiquated. Everybody that we talk to, the automotive OEMs and the cell makers saying we need something different, something new. And that's what Sakuu provides. And why they are attracted to this, because we offer the value proposition twofold here. 2 ROIs, return on investment. If you look at the cell makers, they don't make any money, 5 to 10% single-digit gross margin. We can quadruple their margins because the way our equipment helps them build the cells. The other value proposition, the other ROI is return on impact. We had McKinsey spending 8 months benchmarking us against the rest of the world, and they showed us just the electrode manufacturing alone, we can reduce carbon footprint by 55%. By the way, that was one of the key reasons that we won the award there. In terms of, again, just more on what is different, what problem are we solving? On the left, you see today's manufacturing, there's long 100-meter ovens, and of course, a very toxic environment in terms of the material, high labor costs, high energy costs. People don't realize it actually spend more energy to produce these batteries that you put in your car. So on the other side, of course, what we're offering is we get rid of the toxicity completely, and our platform is really the path to make everybody able to build the next generation of solid-state batteries. And of course, look at the other advantages. Much less waste, 30% smaller in factory footprint, 20% lower in capital expenditure and OPEX, and as I said, 55% in carbon footprint reduction. So again, we are at the moment a C stage, a growth stage startup. As I said, 8 years ago we started it. We're trying to raise our Series C with $75 million, and we will be profitable by second half of 26. And again, the revenue that we're projecting to produce by 28, about $1 billion, although we think we beat that given the level of engagements that we have. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Question on the raw material aspect from a resourcing perspective.
So the beauty of our approach is this. Our platform can work with raw material, powder. And you can, one of the major advantages, again, of the platform is it's going to decentralize battery making. It's going to regionalize it. Every country in the world, if they wish to build their batteries, they can do it themselves, and the material can be procured. As we see now with the initiative in the United States, all of a sudden there's a lot of investment in extracting the raw material. So our platform can work with raw material. In Middle East, certainly there's a lot of resources, natural resources there. So there's no issue there. It does not have to go to China and then ship back. That's one of the major advantages. It brings manufacturing home, whatever home is.
So would that decrease the price? Because the price today is high still.
It reduces the material costs. And you know that in the battery, about 80% of the battery cost is material. We actually reduce it by about half. We also, for your thing, you can use much lighter batteries because we use half as much material for half the cost.
You claim that your 3D printing is agile. Can you give us a sense, what do you mean by agile? How easily can you switch to different sizes and different types of batteries?
Great question. The beauty of the architecture of the platform is very, very flexible and modular. We have a number of different depositioning techniques. So we are material agnostic and chemistry agnostic. If you want to build a battery for the stationary energy storage, data centers, or want to build a battery for cars, the same equipment can be used. So the agility is that we call it agile factory. That was what I was talking about. We can do it anywhere locally.
I have a follow-up question. Have you thought about your market is beyond SSBs? You know, it could be in sensors, a bunch of other technologies. Can you give us a sense where you're going to go?
He's out of time.
That's a great question. I could not have paid you to ask that question. This platform is not just for battery. This platform, we have printed IoT sensors, electric engines, motors with it, 5G antennas. So yes, we can do many different products with this, although today we are laser focused on battery, because that's a huge problem to solve.
You know, when you were talking, really quick.
Yes, you have to be careful on time.
Okay.
Very strict.
Very strict, huh?
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Take it offline. Seems more prototyping. لا لا بقول it's more of a prototyping play.
Thank you. I am a diver, and over the last few years, I've seen corals die across the Arabian Gulf, the Red Sea, and the South China Sea. It's not an exception, it's essentially the rule. In fact, if we look at corals, we've already lost half of the world's cover, and we're on track to lose all corals by the end of the century unless we act. What's more, every single % in decline, as far as marine ecosystems is concerned, is worth $500 billion in economic output. This industry is really the size of $10 trillion. Corals are biodiversity hotspots. They are an economic powerhouse to the tourism sector as well as the food sector. They are natural defense systems at coastal cities, and they're a medical treasure. At Archireef, we restore corals with the world's first 3D printed reef tile made from terracotta clay. It's a patented product, it's highly scalable, it is a nature-based solution and has no toxicity in it, and it delivers coral survivorship of 95% after 3 years, which is at least 4 times better than conventional methods in the market. The product has also won a number of awards. But it's not just the corals we focus on, it's also the adjacent biodiversity. If you look at some of these charts here, the essential logic here is if you use our tiles versus not using them, you'll have a better chance at enhancing biodiversity in and around the areas where you deploy them. Make no mistake, there's competition in this market. People have been trying to solve this issue for many decades. Concrete structures, cable ties, metal rebars, all of them have gone in the water, but they are typically very toxic, lack scalability, and deliver low survivorship in comparison to what we do. We're a B2B company. We sell to large corporations on the basis of a setup fee and a subsequent subscription, where we charge them for the data that we deliver back to them, and our average ticket sizes now are about $180,000. With that, we went from 140K in 21 to more than $2.2 million at the end of last year, and we're on track to triple that number again at the end of this year. We work with some of the biggest corporations in the UAE, Hong Kong, and Saudi Arabia. I'm Deniz. I'm the Chief Commercial Officer and the co-founder. My background is startups, and I've scaled multiple startups to multi-million-dollar revenues. And I'm joined on this journey by the scientific foundation of the company, which is our CEO, Rico, and our Chief Scientist, Dave. We are here to raise a $5 million Series A that we want to invest in our production capacity and our R&D. And we currently have investors on board, including ADQ out of Abu Dhabi, as well as Carbon Zero VC and Purpose Venture Capital from Singapore. Join us on this journey to restore 125 hectares of marine ecosystems by 2030. And if you want to connect after this, happy to have a conversation. Thank you.
What is your business model? Is that subscription-based only? Or can you give us a more comprehensive approach to your model?
Sure. Company comes to us and says, I need X amount of square meters of deployment of your product. We charge them a setup fee, and then we tie them into a subscription where we deliver the data that area delivers back to them on an annual basis. So it's a mix of setup and subscription.
Why 3D print? Why don't you manufacture in a factory?
It's because corals are delicate structures, and they need a delicate home. That delicate home can't be produced by using traditional manufacturing. The porosity isn't really there. The type of design isn't really there. With our 3D printing methodologies, we can feed an AI algorithm into the product and design the product at a very, very large scale in any location according to the needs of that location.
You think you can fill up the whole Red Sea, for example?
Yeah, there are areas of suitability. So we do baseline assessments before we actually go in. Technically, yes, we could probably do the whole Red Sea, but there are areas that are not suitable for restoration. So we would previously, or prior to doing that, we would highlight areas that are relevant for this type of product. But it's a huge market in the Arabian Peninsula alone. It's a multi-billion-dollar market.
So in multi-billion-dollar in this part of the world only.
Correct.
So the scalability on a global level, how easy and how accessible that is.
It's not easy. Nothing is, but the market can be as big as $10 trillion with all the adjacent services that come from this as well. For example, when we start delivering biodiversity credits, which is sort of the next level to carbon credits, you're looking at an additional financial asset that you're creating as well. So the market is estimated to be in the realm of $10 trillion, just in the coral space.
So, first of all, thank you for saving the corals. As an avid, I know it doesn't look it as an avid, diver. It's great to see it. But I'm concerned about the TAM, right? By the way, the Red Sea is a bad example because the Red Sea is, especially in Saudi Arabia, a lot of it is pristine. It has been damaged, as I could see in the UAE with all the dredging. A lot of the marine life has died. But is this a play where it's a bit niche into where the government, governments where there's a lot of environmental destruction would partner with somebody to restore versus places where it's a natural adaptation?
Yeah, I would say it's not niche because companies that work in and around the water, including here in this country, all the large construction companies, they need the buy-in from the government before they can actually do something in and around the water. That concerns oil and gas, real estate, tourism industry, the shipping industry, for example. They have a huge stake in the ocean. They are regulated by the governments, and we are a mitigation outlet for them. So in some ways, they have a choice of either working with us or somebody like us, but we're not something that's nice to have. We're essentially a must-have for them in order for them to comply with regulation. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Aditya from Bytelearn. Bytelearn is an AI-powered edtech platform, and we are building it from Saudi Arabia for the world. In last 100 years, various streams have completely changed. For example, transportation, telecommunication. But if you look at classrooms, they have not changed a bit. So it's time for classrooms to become more personalized using AI. If you look at Middle East and Saudi Arabia, our students are lagging behind in PISA exams, which are world-level exams for students in math, science, and readings. There's a lot of improvement needed there. So we are building measurable, effective, affordable AI plus tech-led teaching for 1 billion students across the world. Me and my founders and my team, we have collective experience of more than 100 years in edtech in building, scaling, and exiting companies. And we come from best of the colleges like Harvard, MIT, and Stanford. What we are building is an AI tutor which guides students in a step-by-step manner when they're stuck on problems, and an AI-powered teaching assistant which helps teachers in creating homework, assignments, lesson plans, and reading material on the fly. The validation of this product is that in a struggling class, more than 73% of the students are able to get help from AI and able to remediate their doubts, while 27% of the students still need help from the human tutor. So the human tutor is not going anywhere. We are making the human tutors super tutors. And this technology is not a wrapper on ChatGPT. It is custom built using our own algorithms, our own data set, and we have worked with thousands of teachers and students to build it so far. And this technology is really helpful for students because it provides them short targeted hints, it provides them short lessons, vocabulary, and step-by-step guidance, which is not just easy answers. It is supportive, fun-loving, and non-judgmental. And this is my favorite slide because it shows, the orange line shows the knowledge gaps which are identified in students' learning, and the pink line shows that how those knowledge gaps are bridged using our technology. So in 4 to 6 months, the students have, the technology bridges all the knowledge gaps of the students. So far, we are in 200 plus schools across United States, Middle East, and India. Students have solved more than 4 million problems on our platform, and they love spending time on the platform, which is averaging at 41 minutes per week. Our teachers who are using the platform say that their most stubborn students have started loving math and science. And students are comparing this with Khan Academy and Photomath. These are some of the schools using us in US, Saudi Arabia, and India. And that's not all. So we are expanding our platform from an AI tutor to now STEAM, game-based learning, AR, VR, financial literacy, and sustainability and climate change. So in virtual STEAM, students can build Mars rovers and roller coasters in few minutes and not hours. In AR, VR, students can become microscopic, go inside a human heart and see the heart works. They can learn about career discovery, they can learn about soft skills, and they can actually learn to fly an aircraft also. With game-based learning, which are multiplayer games, we have increased the engagement and retention by 2x. So this is, teachers are saying the students to stop, but they're not stopping, they're playing the games forever and ever. And our impact is very huge, starting from personalized learning to social emotional learning. In 3 years, we want to be in more than 1,000 schools with $35 million in revenue and $10 million in profit. So if you want to know more about Bytelearn, come and talk to me. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation. As you know, there are hundreds and hundreds of digital learning platforms in US and across the world. What makes you unique? Where is the uniqueness in your intellectual property, specifically when you're mentioning one-to-one mentorship and personalization? What elements of AI are you using to make this a unique experience?
Yeah, that's a great question. So most of the platforms in AI, after ChatGPT, there are thousands of platforms now. But what they have done, most of them have built a wrapper on ChatGPT. While our technology has been built from grounds up, it's curriculum aligned, and it understands the students and teachers both. So that's the biggest difference.
Do you have to adapt your content to the local curriculum? So you're doing this in Pennsylvania, and it will be different than California, which will be very different than Saudi Arabia. So you're going to have local people, teachers, developing those contents. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, that's a great question. So if we look at the content, then 70% matches from different countries to countries. And for the rest 30%, we have curriculum providers, we have content providers, and we train our algorithms both. So we imbibe the content, and we train our algorithms both.
Building on that, so content is given by the different entities of all over the world. And there's a big element of algorithm here. What's the governance for it? How can we guarantee that you cannot alter the algorithm to deliver a certain ideology, a certain thinking, and it will not be free science-based culture?
Yeah.
Right.
Very good question.
Yeah, that is basically the part of.
You got the sign.
Right. So we work with the policy makers, we work with the authorities to make sure that we are serving under the boundaries.
Thank you so much.
All of the presenters. So this is what is going to happen now, and I love that we have more people that joined us in the room, people that are standing in the back, come sit. The judges will go and deliberate right now, and then we're going to take the temperature of the room because, as I mentioned, your input is greatly valuable. So can I ask our judges to kindly stand up? We have a room ready for you, so if you were to just exit right over here, we have a little secure location for you to deliberate. Big round of applause for their feedback. which was very helpful. And now I'm going to bring the participants on stage. Can I ask the 4 or 5 of you to please come on up? Come on up, everybody. Come on up. Yes. Okay. We are going to do some voting. Let's see. I'm going to ask everybody to stand to my left. And we're going to go in order. I love that you guys already organized yourself in the order of the pitches. So, Idicula and his Hera Health Solutions. Big round of applause. How do we feel? Remember, you are voting right now, okay? We are taking you're voting with your claps. You're voting with your rah-rahs, yes. So, Idicula, you got your round of applause from the audience. What about Eloa and Beyond Aero? Okay. We have Robert and Sakuu Corporation and the patents. Give it up for Deniz and saving the coral reefs. And last but certainly not least, how does the room feel about Aditya and Bytelearn? Okay, so just from us here in the room, I think that clearly we have 2 people that stood out to us here in the audience, and that is Eloa and that is Deniz. So can I ask the 2 of you to stand right over here? Okay, it's up to us now. We'll see how much our input matters to the judges. But between these 2 groundbreaking startups, I mean, everyone on this stage is exceptional. We'd have to acknowledge that. But once again, how do we feel about Deniz and saving the coral reefs? And how do we feel about Eloa and Beyond Aero? This is really hard. This is very hard. I think we're going to call this a tie between the 2 of you. Can you shake it out? Yeah, shake hands, yeah. Eloa's like, no, I want to win. Okay, I'm going to ask all of you. Together, that's great. Yeah, let's do a little photo up here for our photographers, yes? While we wait for the judges to deliberate. All right, can we ask everybody to hold hands, yes? These are the solutions powering the next generation. All right, so I'm going to ask you to take your seats, and now, while our judges take just 2 more minutes to deliberate, I'm going to conduct an interview with a groundbreaking founder. Please welcome to the stage Jackie Gola, co-founder and co-CEO of GoPuff. Welcome. So I am interviewing you now because you are the kind of founder that really represents what we see on this stage, someone that is thinking in a way that's innovating, that is reshaping really even existing industries and taking them to new heights. So tell us, for those in the room, I'm familiar with GoPuff. I live in Miami in the United States. For those in the room that are not familiar with GoPuff, tell us about what your company is about.
Thank you for having me. GoPuff is the largest instant commerce platform. We'll bring you anything from medicine, groceries, anything that you need in 20 minutes. We're vertically integrated, so we have our own infrastructure, micro-fulfillment centers as we call them, and we deliver things in 20 minutes, 24/7, anything that you need all across the US and the UK.
So when you say anything that you need, what are we talking about here? What are people ordering on GoPuff?
Number 1 use case is actually when people are sick. So you need Tylenol, we'll bring it to you. We sell a lot of groceries, eggs, milk, anything that you need for the house. Things like that, daily essentials. We have over 6,000 products. So anything that you could find in a grocery store, a convenience store, or a drugstore, or even a supermarket for that matter, we'll bring it to you. But we don't go anywhere else to pick up the goods. It comes straight from us to you. We cut out the middlemen, which then brings it to low prices and very reliable delivery, because what we have in stock is what we bring to the customer. There's no issues where I order something and it's 40% more than the store, which a lot of middlemen platforms offer to consumers. We offer low prices, but also what you order is what you get. So no issues with hey, this item's out of stock, please choose a replacement item, or no issues where your order gets canceled or your order Doritos, and then Cheetos comes by accident. So that's what we specialize in, is the technology and the magical customer experience.
So you get most brands?
Yeah.
Okay.
Most brands. We also have our own brand of private label, which brings even more value to consumers. So, 3 years ago, that was non-existent, but it's approaching 10% of our business today is actually our own brands.
So if we think about competitors like Amazon, in the United States, we have Instacart to bring groceries and anything from the drugstore that supermarkets have, Instacart brings. How are you differentiating yourself from these bigger competitors?
So you have the large e-commerce platforms, which we admire and we learn a lot from, and they'll bring you things same day, 2 hours, 3 hours. And then you have the third-party platforms, which go to the store and pick up the goods, which deliver in under an hour. However, they're very expensive because their margins come from increasing prices and very expensive service fees. And in the U.S., people are struggling with, expensive groceries. And not to mention, a lot of the stores in which they pick up are not designed for e-commerce. They're retail stores, they focus on the customer experience in the store, and so there's a problem with, inventory management and a business that's not designed for e-commerce. A comparison I'll make is Amazon. Amazon's done an amazing job of e-commerce, but the way they built their business is focused on vertical integration and a magical customer experience. So we're building Amazon, but for 20-minute delivery.
Okay.
So you have the third-party apps that go to the store, which they're slower, they're more expensive, and they're not a magical experience. And then you have the actual store, and so because of the speed of GoPuff and the time that we save people, as well as the experience and the prices, the affordability of it, people are choosing GoPuff in many cases because we're saving them time, we're making their experience and their life better.
How many countries, cities are you currently operating in?
So we have over 500 fulfillment centers across hundreds and hundreds of markets. We're only US and UK based.
Okay.
But we're covering, well north of 30% of the US population within a 10-minute delivery radius. And our UK business is doing extremely well. It's only 3 years old, but it's growing very fast, and there's great customer adoption there.
So you have the next wave of entrepreneurs here in the room. You have amazing trailblazers that got on stage and presented just innovative solutions for problems that we're all dealing with in humanity. So what is your advice for them and for other founders and entrepreneurs and even investors in the room?
My advice is focus on the customer and, really think about how you differentiate yourself, and as well as doing it in a way with a return on investment capital mindset. And the way we built GoPuff was we were profitable for the first 4.5 years. We were sleeping in the warehouse, we were doing deliveries ourselves. We did every role in the company before we hired anyone. I've done over 5,000 deliveries myself. So really, we call it nail it, before you scale it. So my advice would be, be resourceful, do whatever it takes to succeed. And being an entrepreneur is very, very, very hard. A lot of people say they want to be an entrepreneur, but it has to be our number one priority. And we're constantly learning, as well. I surround myself and my team with great mentors and advisors, and we're lucky to have great people around us, and sort of always having a continuous improvement mindset where you're learning, checking your ego at the door, and ultimately always striving for more, always striving to be better, and never letting anything get to your head.
Thank you so much. Big round of applause for him. Thank you. It was such a pleasure to get to know you, and I wish you so much success in your business.
Thank you, really.
So our judges are going to be back, I believe. Oh, are they back? These are our judges. They're ready to make a decision. Let's see what they come up with. You made a decision. Are they mic'd? Yes. Okay. So I have been asked for us to repeat our audience choice of the founders and entrepreneurs that presented their solutions here. So can I ask the two selected audience choice winners based on the round of applause? I'm going to ask you both to get up here. Another big round of applause for them. So judges, these were the two winners selected by the audience. Now that you're here, it's added pressure. So I'm going to see if you being here generates some other kind of response to see if the audience can come up with its own winner. So for Beyond Aero, what's the applause? What's the audience temperature? And Deniz saving the coral reefs. Wow. You have a big contingent over here. Yes, so I think that the audience at this point chose Deniz. Deniz, congratulations on being the audience choice, but it's up to the judges now. So I'm going to ask you both to take your seats once again. And whoever of you wants to get up, Rakan, of course, is going to do it.
We do announce, or what do we do now?
We're going to announce the winner.
Okay, our winner based on the judges.
Well, and your winner is the important winner. You are the COO of FII, ultimately.
Well, first of all, thank you all. They're all great projects, no doubt, and I wish you all the best. This is just one step towards a greater future for everybody, for every project. Our selected winner, based on our judgment, was... Where's the drums?
I think we can do better than that. Yeah. The selected winner is...
Sakuu Corp.
Wow! What a nail biter! What a curveball! Come up here, Sakuu. Come up here. Wow!
Congratulations. There you go. That's the picture with the judges.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well done. Thank you. I think we're going to take a picture with everybody, right?
Well, with one with the winner, then with everybody, yes.
Okay. Let's
take a picture with everybody.
You guys are all winners, really, for the effort. So,
in terms of sustainability, we all win.
Yes.
Pleasure. Let's show it. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Okay, come on.
Yeah.